Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Smokin, as it is the Pepper X Mustard Dill Hot Sauce. Now, I went into this thinking this is probably another mustard calling itself a hot sauce. And actually, honestly, if I'm being totally honest with y'all, that was kind of what I was hoping for. That is not the case, however. So we start with chili pepper, which is the Pepper X. Mustard flour, light brown sugar, turmeric, salt, garlic, xanthan gum, and dill weed. So I thought, well, okay, maybe, I'm thinking to myself right here. I'm thinking maybe this is like one of the other mustards I've done, or the other mustard hot sauces I've done, where it's actually like a mustard and pickle together. We've seen a lot of basically pureed pickles being labeled, marketed, and sold as hot sauces. Even though I think they are stretching the boundaries of what could be considered a hot sauce till it breaks. But I thought, okay, maybe it's something like that, though. Maybe it's like one of them was outstanding, the one from Maritime Madness, and there's a review of that if you're interested. And I was hoping, I was like, okay, maybe it's along those lines. And I like to keep a mustard on hand. So I got it, and no. no, it was not. I need to agitate this a bit more. There is xanthan gum in this, but I find this one seems to work a little bit better if it's agitated more. All right, so don't want this to splash and get in my eyes because that would be very unpleasant. So right away we can see the coloration here is definitely not that of a mustard. So I will say that the label here is correct. This is not a mustard masquerading as a hot sauce. This is very much a mustard-based hot sauce. That's very clearly what the intent is. And it's almost a yellow-greenish, sort of almost a Dijon-y color, I guess, in a way. It is bordering towards like a light tan. Honestly, I do not find this color particularly appetizing. It's kind of one of those sort of areas where visually I'm kind of looking at it and it's not super appetizing to me anyway. And like, maybe that's just a me thing, I don't know. But for instance, the El Yucateco, the green habanero sauce, I think the sauce is quite good, but I can't eat it anymore because that really fake bright green thing kind of just throws me. So I mean, maybe it's a color thing just to me personally. This color I don't find appetizing. It doesn't look to me though the way I've just described. It just isn't like a super appealing color, I guess. So vinegar is the first ingredient here. I'm presuming it's a white one. I don't know if I read that. I might have read it as chili peppers being the first ingredient. It's not. The vinegar is. So anyway, get you a good look at it here. The dill weed has obviously been pretty. It's almost a dill weed powder, I think, at this point. So I can smell it from here. It is quite pungent. But let's get on into it. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not making a face. I'm not making a face because it's hot. It does have a lot of punchiness to it. It's Pepper X. It is. I think Six Flames is probably pushing it. It's probably more like a. Oh my God. It's probably more like a 2 for me. So I'm going to say a couple things about this. It is much better chilled. I had this, like mustards, it is better chilled. I had this out of the bottle at room temperature, and that was honestly unpleasant. Chilled is better. It does take some of the edge off of it. I guess what is really unmistakable, though, is this is just an insanely sour sauce. Now, a lot of people don't mind that. Certainly, I've had a lot of vinegar-forward sauces. Louisiana style is one of my favorite styles. I eat a lot of that regularly. So I'm used to something being vinegar-forward. But if you followed the blog for any length of time, or you followed this FOH series, you're probably pretty well aware I am not a particularly big fan of sour sauces generally. So and honestly, like, I've had just mustard sandwiches, yellow mustard sandwiches in the past. I'm very familiar with the taste of yellow mustard. This is sour in a just not vinegar forward way. Certainly it is vinegar forward, or maybe the vinegar itself is sour, I don't know. But this is just a tremendously sour sauce, and it does, to me, make it a tad challenging to use like that. So we're going to do a little bit of a different segment a little bit later on in this video that I haven't done much, but I am going to try to do here because I do want to actually use this as a mustard. And slim pickings, like slim pickings. You 1 year, during one or actually a couple of years when I was building the mustards playlist, I had a mustard every month for grill season. Now it's like 1 or 2, and I've got to just kind of scrounge as I don't have enough mustards to cycle through anymore. I mean, I can buy repeats, but of new mustards, I guess I'm saying. So we've got here burgers. The tent on my grill is going very sideways right now, so it is extremely difficult. The most important thing in cooking, as probably everyone is well aware by this point, is being able to control the temperature. If you can't control the temperature, you have a problem. And the tent on my grill is collapsing, the heat tent. And so it is just playing havoc with me trying to cook stuff because the hot spot on the grill, most gas grills have one, does not stay consistent. So plain hamburger, this one is with the aged white cheddar on it. And let's just go with it by itself. What's interesting is that since I've been talking, the Pepper X has been starting to build. Oh, so sour. At least now I can get some of the mustard flavor. Before I was getting just sour. Wow. And Pepper X seems like it should lend itself extremely well to mustards. I have generally liked it in most of the things I've had it, though. I'm starting to get some of the raging, bitter, super hot notes now. All right. Let's try it here on the old cheeseburger. I've got to figure out how to adjust this because I would like to make some egg salad. I got some boiled eggs. I want to make some egg salad. Try to use up the rest of this Duke's habanero, this awful Duke's habanero mayo. A video for that if you're interested. But I can't use this as is on that. It's just going to ruin the egg salad. Cheese does help this, but my God, this is so incredibly sour. I don't understand why. Maybe it's the nature of Pepper X. I don't know. Oh, it's so sour. Oh. Okay. Oh, it's so sour. That is hard to take. That is, I don't dislike this sauce. I don't like what it's doing now. So, let's play with it a little bit. Why don't we try to find a way to modify it? Now, some of the other sauces from Smokin' Heads and Pucker Butts have benefited from the addition of a little bit of salt. There is salt in this. I don't know if it's enough. Let's try just a little tad here. I don't think salt's the issue. Okay. Okay, that's one here. There's probably, I probably put 7 or 8 grains, give or take, into this spoon. I don't think this is going to be what we're going for, though. But I do want to give it a try. As you may well know, again, if you've spent any time with me, the spirit experimentalism is one that I adore. So this could be a bust, but to me, this is a borderline. I hate to say it, but it is borderline unusable for me as is. Like, it is not something I find enjoyable. And sometimes there's other sauces I have that I have to mix with other stuff. Like one of the poiriers that I did not too long ago had the exact same issue. And that one I have had to try to mix down to continue using it. So I don't find it palatable as is. And that might be the case here as well with this. I don't understand the design of this. I'm really not sure entirely what he was going for here. All right, so this is with the salt. Let's see where that does. It brought the mustard way, way up. Like, way up. Now it actually tastes like a mustard. Actually. It blows me away. Like, everybody knows salt and they think of it as common, but you can... The reason it's common is you can do quite a bit with it. Like, you can fix a lot of stuff with that. All right, so that was good to know. But just out of curiosity, that might be what we wind up doing, actually, just adding salt to it. But The salt that was on the burger, by the way, wasn't enough. I've got here sugar in the raw. It's a turbinado cane sugar. So I thought, you know what if we... This doesn't normally go into regular yellow mustards. Okay, here we go. Or regular mustards generally. But I thought, you know what? Let's just see what it does. So yeah, so you got this ridiculous content in a video of me stirring a hot sauce in a white plastic spoon with this metal fork. But I want it dissolved. I don't want chunks. I didn't have any chunks of salt, so it clearly works. I mean, if salt is the big fix, like that's easy enough to do. I just need to figure out roughly how much is in there and then just pour salt in there and just keep agitating it, I guess, till I get it right. I think this is a better method, though, than trying to just shake it into dissolving. This is definitely, like, this is punchy. This is a punchy sauce. This is a good, I'd say a good solid, too. All right, so here's the turbinado sugar. Let's see what we have. It's like the salt, it helped. It just didn't help enough. It needs a lot more sugar than what I put in there. So I think the salt is going to be the way we go. We're just going to throw some more salt in this and we'll just use it that way. Because actually with the salt, it does definitely move it much more towards being a mustard. What's interesting with the sugar is the sugar actually brought forward the Pepper X. Like that bit with the sugar there, the peppers read more in the flavor, and that was way hotter than the salt was. Interesting. But to be fair, that could be the accumulation effect, because I've had 3 teaspoons of that now. I've had 3 of these in this video, plus what I put all in the burgers. So we may be just getting accumulation. Super hots can build. They're not always flash heat. Sometimes they'll build over time as well. They're not quite to the extent maybe of the habaneros, having that being that prominent. But so I think that is the main answer here. I just need to add some salt when I want to use this, and it does though definitely turn it away from being a hot sauce much more into a mustard. But as I said, that was what I wanted in the first place, so I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. The problem comes in is when I look at this as is, because that's how I have to judge and rate everything. I have to do it as is, out of the bottle without alteration. Like in the instance of certain sauces are better warmed up or better on the grill when they've had a chance to caramelize, or they're better mixed in with something else. That's me modifying stuff to sort of put it in the best light. But that is not, I don't think, fair, because that is not how this is, you know, this and other products. There's been other ones as well. Certainly not this one alone. There have been other products where, and I do like a lot of what's here enough to want to actually do that. There's been other products where I've just binned it or given it away because I'm like, I don't want to screw with it. This one, I like a lot of the flavor profile of this. I think a lot of what's here works really well. It's overly sour, and there's no getting away from that for me. Like when I have it, it's just like, oh. It's just this absurdly overpowering sour note. So when you look at like the blog, for instance, and you see a rating based on cumulative factors, that is based on whatever product out of the bottle, not with me modifying it to where I like it better. So, but like this is going to save the day. And maybe I'll throw a little extra sugar in there too, just for giggles, but I kind of doubt it. But again, not just the sauce. I've had a lot of other sauces where I've struggled to understand what they were trying to get to. I can't figure this one out either. This is another in that sort of category, is because as is, it's just this sour thing. And you can pick little pieces of mustard up here and there, but that is the majority of flavor, is just extremely sour. And I can't imagine that was the intent. That, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me if it was, but so because I'm going to be tuning this much more towards a mustard for all those applications. Again, in terms of flexibility, it is very minimal without adjustment. And maybe I'll throw some honey in there. I think you could make a really hot but also somewhat intriguing honey mustard with this. That might be something else I play with. I don't like to create condiments, but that might be what I wind up doing. Just playing around with this, experimenting, and just trying to see what I can do to, kind of modify, I guess, how it is. I've had to do that with hot honeys even as well, so just the way it goes sometimes. But I guess at the end of the day, where the rubber meets the road, any of those phrases, this is just a product I find kind of baffling. And like I said, there's been others as well. And this is just kind of another there, I think, as well in that line. And we'll just leave it there. So that was the Smokin' Ed's Pepper X Mustard Dill Hot Sauce. Number 4. In peace, to serve the flame.